Hi guys, I'm Virenn, and today I'm going to be showing you how to draw Sollux captor from Homestuck. Go ahead and start off with a simple sketch of the character. What I did was use a size 9 hard round brush with the opacity clicked on for pen pressure. That way you can just go ahead and be a little bit messy while still, getting all the essentials down. Once you're ready, go ahead and make a new layer for your line art after you lower the opacity on your sketch layer. And what I did was I used a size 4 brush with the opacity still clicked on for pen pressure, and I just went through and added the simple details. As a note, it's okay to be as messy as you want with this. The line art definitely doesn't have to be perfect, but still go ahead and take your time and try to get everything down the way you want. I know I had to still go back and fix a few things once I started, so just don't worry about it and just have fun with it. Okay, so as soon as you finish your line art, what you're going to do is you're going to take a new layer and put a little bit of a pinkish color on and set that layer to overlay. On a new layer under the line art, go ahead and start blocking in all of your colors. For Sollux, because he mostly wears shades of black and gray, you're going to want to use different shades of blue, because with the layer with the pink over it on overlay, those will be the colors you want to need to get it the most accurate. When blocking in your colors, just go ahead and use the same layer. Like I said, be messy. We're going to be fixing that later on. And make sure you start shading it on that layer too, because we'll definitely need that when we start really getting into the details with all the coloring. As you can see, I went back a few times after I'd merged it to unmerge it and go back and fix a few of my mistakes. Like I wanted to add a little bit more shading onto his hair and his face, just to, give myself a little bit more of a direction to go when I really start. And if you need to, just go ahead and make that first layer invisible so you can see your colors a little bit better, just in case you're a little bit worried about messing up. Now once you're finished, go ahead and merge all of your layers into one. What I did when I started coloring was made use of the eyedropper tool. So pretty much the entire time with my brush, I'm clicking Alt. That way I can grab the color and just go ahead and paint over everything. You can see it didn't really matter that my colors were messy. I went through and kind of refined them, as you can see here. With the brush sizes, like I've been using the same brush the entire time with the opacity still clicked on, but alternating sizes. I've used anywhere between like a size 13 to a size 4 on this piece. And pretty much just take your time. You don't have to rush this. It's pretty straightforward and simple, and it's a lot of fun to, paint a little bit. This whole picture was an experiment for me, but I found that this technique really it's a lot of fun. Now, if you see something you don't like you can see that I went through and I fixed his hair to an acceptable position. Go ahead and do that. If you're afraid of messing up too much, just save frequently. And if you don't like the positions, you put something in, like, say, his arm. Like you can see, I already went through with a brush of an appropriate color and fixed it the way I wanted to. So just go back and, like I said before, just pick your colors out with your eyedropper tool and do the appropriate shading. If you do need help on coloring things like folds, what I have done in the past was, just go on Google, look up the fashion that you want to draw, and just kind of practice a little bit. It always helps to have a bit of a reference if possible, if you don't mind using reference photos. There are plenty on websites like DeviantArt that all you just have to do is credit the reference photo, and they're always a big help. You can see here I already painted over some parts of the line art in regards to the seams on his pants. That is perfectly okay. We're going to go ahead and go back and fix that later. But right now you're just more concerned about getting the shading down properly. And because this is like a more of a paintery type of technique, be messy and it'll still look fantastic in the end. Okay, well here you can see I'm just going back and making various corrections because I wasn't too happy with the way I had positioned his hand before. So you're going to see me constantly going back trying to fix it until I found it acceptable. And over here I am fixing the seams that I'd previously colored over. And just very lightly you want to go over that part, because if you press down your pen too hard, it'll be too dark and you'll have to go back and recolor over it. You can see that on the parts of the soles of the shoes that were pink, I just went over with a white color and shaded that in a little. Now I'm just going to go back and fix the mistakes I had made before. It takes a little bit of patience, but in the end, the piece does look good. So just don't worry about messing up, because everything can be fixed. Don't forget about shading even the tiniest bit of details. You can see that I went back on the goggles that Sollux is wearing, and I shaded everything. Over here, I wanted to make parts of the picture a little bit darker, so I took a really dark shade of blue, and I just went over everything that I wanted to pretty much highlight. And I'm doing the same thing for pretty much the rest of the picture. I decided that the arm needed to be adjusted just a little bit, so I went through and I changed that. Over here, I had a little bit of struggle with how I wanted to place his eyebrow. So because I was a little bit worried about messing the picture up, I started a new layer, and I just constantly went back and redrew it until I was satisfied with the outcome. And don't forget to go back and fix the little details that you may have not done before.